Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Hambbage, and I'm glad to have you here for another Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft episode. New day, new excitement afoot, I'm sure. Depending on your preference, we're going to be doing a lot of RNG rolls today. Trying to get our growing population of librarians to offer us some great trades, doing some enchanting, and keeping up on our new profession as farmers. But just a quick note before we get in, and make sure to remove this starting soon slide before we begin. I'm still in the process of loading videos. I believe that the Oops Disastrous one is now loading as we speak. And I know you may be scratching your head and going, but wait, in the last video I watched you said it was loading, and that apparently was on a different session. You're absolutely right. I had once again attempted to do a multi-piece upload in the course of recording the last episode. And as two videos were loading, the broken, or the mistake one, and I think one prior, and that part was going great. However, when I finished the last session, I attempted to add it as well, and something went wonky once again. And when I got up this morning and came back, it looked as though it didn't seem just right as I was trying to load that video. Things were definitely off in the, I don't know if it was just the site with the YouTube Studio, or whether it was also part just the browser or something. I don't know, but somehow in trying to add another video to the two that were already ongoing, and again, in the 50 and 60% range for the two respectively, something went wrong. When I got up this morning, there was the message, my browser was completely closed, and there was the "we could not recover your session" message up. And I'd had a couple of snippets into a notepad, just unsaved, unrelated content. It wasn't anything within the game or anything. And those were still up, so it wasn't like my whole laptop went down or anything, but something obviously went wrong with the browser. And again, as I described previously, it appears, at least to me, that you can't restart a YouTube upload that's already in progress but interrupt it. Basically the only option you have at that point is to cancel the upload and start over. So I did that this morning. I've gotten one of the uploads up. One is in progress right now, and then I still have another one backlog to run. So got a little cushion here. I think, at least for the time being, much like the slides, I'm going to kind of do them one at a time, and that may spread out and limit a little bit, how much content is going and when I could schedule, and the couple times that they ran pretty well together, I could just every few hours into the future have a few of them pop. So, we were really throwing a lot of content up all at once, but that may slow back up a little bit. No harm, no foul. I hope that for those of you guys who are enjoying the content, it really makes very little difference. But again, we're going to click on that, and I think I discovered what I did there. Within the OBS, you can make sources, and those can be the slides. And I think if you don't click right on the little icon to specifically display or undisplay, if you just select them, they'll kind of highlight in a weird way in your list, but it won't actually change the effect. So again, apologies, but it's good to, just like with a death in the world, it's good to get those sorted out. So here we are, the true meaning of Kofefe. So we'll just dive through again. If you've got the old school dyed rabbit foot keychain things, I don't know if they still do those. I don't know that they were ever real rabbit's feet. Might be a little stinky, but probably at some point way in the long ago, rabbit's feet were a Lucky Charm deal. But that's what we need. All your Lucky Charms. get them ready. Go ahead and eat some if that's still food you like. Looks like our sun is just going down. Again, a little while's gone by in the real world since I wrapped up this last one, but I think what we'd talked about, and maybe I decided on the complete opposite. Had I? I don't know. Let's sleep. I thought we'd said that we were going to roll these three, see if we could get good trades while hopefully the crops went up. Then we'd go over and roll some enchants, or check the fields if they were all set. What's going on? Did I already put I don't even have any of them, right? Why did I load all this stuff into here if I wasn't going to use it? Was there a reason I was going to go back over? I don't know. Let's not push it. I don't think I'm going to enchant, though. We'll check the fields. Do all that. Again, now I'm confused as to what my thoughts were. I know we talked about it at the end of the last episode. There was a plan. It made a lot of sense. But I kind of, as I kind of was thinking getting set up here, I was like, oh, well, I think we'd said that we would roll the librarians and see if we got lucky to start, and then go, oh, still clipped it. Then come over and check the fields. But whatever, it's kind of a swoop through loop, and if nothing else, that gives our farmers now selected a chance to potentially have more, and let the little guys that we have running around in there grow up so we can scatter them, get some more. So not quite ready yet. Again, we could push it, but this I think we can get a little bit further. So it really is just random one-offs that we're not harvesting. So we'll just do a lap. Make sure that all of these chunks have been recently loaded and continue to grow. Now our potatoes are actually doing maybe not right through here, but they seem to be doing pretty well, and that's good. Again, pumpkins, and let's do them. They're pretty close anyway, and they have such high value that even as these other crops are finishing up, if we're not getting a full double stack of 64, I don't care. If we can pull a stack and change each time that we even come to look at the fields, and then go turn that into emeralds, we're going to be so stinking rich, it's not even funny. And again, it's a great thing. That's why we set all this up. And like I said, we, with so many of our farmers locked in taking both pumpkins and melons, we may expand the whole farm. We may have to take down our pretty tree over there, but we may push it out a little further and just set up, maybe do another 3 rows eventually, and do more beets, more pumpkins and melons, because they're gonna keep us in plenty of business. And again, that's in part the trading, but also down the road, when we've got beacons and things that we're looking to manage, having a bunch of the various things. Now, at some point here, we're probably going to want to go on a flower run too, because we want to put that sword away. I forgot we picked that up in a late night underwater sea battle, which was pretty intense, thanks to a floating creeper and my lack of real clarity on how creepers handle the visibility. I can just recap. You guys are probably coming right off that episode, or have seen it already, but I was clearly unclear. That's great language mastery. but it certainly wasn't meeting my expectations. That I thought first, I thought creepers in the water real dangerous. You know, give them lots of space. Everything can play out. But it turned out that they weren't. You know, the first time I approached, I swam up from underwater because I've got my respiration helmet on. And we should just check our. You know, again, hopefully by the end of this episode, we got some things to take care of all these. But yeah, my neat respiration helmet on, and we'll come over and see you too, S'mores. And so I could kind of battle underwater, and in the midst of dealing with some drowned, which had really gotten me out there anyway, I was drawn to this creeper that followed us out into the water, and I got up underneath him and hit him once with the sword, and he didn't react at all. And I was kind of like, all right, that's great. What's up, Salty? And the next time around, he did his full sizzle thing as I was swimming up, and it didn't do a bunch of damage. I know. We'll hopefully get you a name tag today. That's S'mores for anybody who hasn't met yet. And up here is Guava. Now, exciting stuff in the Guava front. As a member of the Guava Jelly gang, I finally did some intense and totally, I'm sure, 100% accurate Wikipedia fact-checking of the guava. And again, not being super controversial or subject to a lot of late-breaking news or anything. I'm okay trusting the the results. But yeah, I learned a lot about the guava. Maybe we'll talk some fun facts of guava as we go. Again, it's kind of amazing for something that I've been a fan of since a kid in jelly form. I really didn't know much at all about the fruit itself, so that'll be fun to talk about. A couple of the things I learned and was surprised at, and other things that were pretty consistent with exactly my experiences. So again, that was kind of an idle trip, and I think back to at least what I'd arrived at outside of playing time, just in my own head, that we'd be better off to roll these first couple of librarians, see if we can get a good trade out of at least one of them, and then continue. But the good news, you guys are doing your thing. Good job. I don't know if anybody's going to be on sale. Yep. So we'll definitely take sale offers where we've got them. Get the most bang for our pumpkin buck, and that we can sell one more. You don't even want them. Who needs one pumpkin? You do. Well, you'll just empty your stack and have to go back. Alright, now, next up, let's get into librarian rolling mode. We want all... I don't know that we really need that many, but... I guess I was going to unload torches, too. Maybe that was why I'd, shifted all my inventory around. Totally missed that. That's okay, though. So, sir, we're going to start with you. I believe you were our first librarian anyway. There you go. Now, it's not a fortuitous beginning, sir. We would like something a little... Oh, no. A little more substantial out of you, sir. I guess, having been so well treated by the farmers, we got to expect a little bit of grief here on the librarian front, but hopefully before too long we'll get some good things. And again, while we And they, they always do, right? It's kind of like the last place you ever look for your keys is where they are, right? You don't keep rolling, but eventually, all this is going to get set up. Done. Thank you. That's, as we said, that's number one priority because we need to get our melons harvested, and I was afraid to use up our Silk Touch Diamond Axe. So, boom, locked in. Thank you very much. As I was in the process of kind of saying, our primary, I know, oh, okay. Our primary concern, let's just go over, and so now everything gets modified a little bit because while I wanted to kind of rack up our XP and get a few multi-piece enchantment chances on our tools, having mending already, I want to now get our levels back down so I can actually use the anvil and put that on our axe, right? And then we'll build them all back up again eventually. But yeah, that's a game changer. I mean, it's fully expected game changer, but it's a game changer nonetheless. So we'll take it. So we'll just come back home here and put our night to good use. So what do we have? 4. I think we had some. Some addition. No. Didn't we have a couple of unmodified? Oh, maybe they're upstairs. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say, didn't we have some unenchanted bows? Okay. Scrub that. So, boom, boom, boom. Well, just as a reminder, so we've got fire prot covered here. That, it's not even a max fire prot, but we can fully build through there. If we were to get a high level fire prot book, we can throw it on there now. Having the max tier respiration and the max tier unbreaking already is a big help. And since we can't put just base protection onto it, which just universally at a lower percentage covers all damage types, that wouldn't be taking away from this. We still want to put a book of Aqua Affinity on here, but those are really the extent. I don't think I'm missing anything on the helmet. So yeah, we can easily supplement, and of course we're going to throw a mending on this as well, so it recovers. All that being said, we've got a lot of potential enchants here that we want to use. So we're going to roll through at our high level stuff and just see what's going. Unbreaking, not buying that. That means the pants are likely the same. Sometimes the boots will actually get you something different. Fortune 2, not quite what we need yet there. Now we've got unbreaking already on both our bows, and we've talked about we could combine those, and not good enough on the sword. So unless we get something particularly great, let's, just to avoid any accidents. I'm prone to accidents, not of the depends kind, but of the inadvertent wiping. That's not helping anything. Inadvertent disenchanting of, nothing too special there, but maybe prot 3 again. A little unfair to expect just amazing when we just got mending so quickly. Unbreaking on the sword, again, not super spectacular. Even an unbreaking on the pick is actually a little better than um, the efficiency it had. Low efficiency. At least you're getting max on the unbreaking. In fact, with our levels, I don't just want to roll books with our top level stuff. So let's cross our fingers and toes and hope that with this we get really high efficiency or either for a high fortune or silk touch. Nope. Get any of it. That's a shame. So now, well, let's see what sharp 4 is pretty good actually. Obviously, a sharp 5 better, but I think that sharp 5 prot 4 on the chest, that may be where we go. Power 4. Yeah, I'm not going to do the sharp or the power 4 when I can get it full on the pants or shirt. And let's do the pants. They're just a little bit more dinged. Oh, let's just check here. See. Yeah, we don't want that at all. I don't know if I'd already looked at that. So let's do the pants as prot 4. We can throw in a mending and they're just a little bit more dinged up. Both chest and pants are just, they're pretty simple. They don't have extra stuff. I've talked at length about not wanting thorns on the the chest because inadvertently damaging, NPCs, animals, that kind of stuff that you don't want to hurt, but end up getting reflected damage taken. So we don't want to do any of that. But I'm very happy just with a base prot 4. That's pretty good. Now we're just kind of grinding. Our chances of getting really good stuff are going to go down, but we'll keep rolling all the way to 30, and then try to start. We can combine the bows at this point. I'm not too worried about that. We can put the one flame. Not too concerned. That's already done. Unbreaking, not all that great. The flame was on the bow or the book. Power 4, that may be how we go on a bow. Yeah, I mean, I don't. We can watch for Fortune 3 on other tools. It's more appealing at the moment than even Silk Touch. We've got it on the axe. We want the Fortune 3 to start, when we get back to going after any more diamonds, all that kind of stuff. We want that Fortune as a priority. So if we see that, we can just run downstairs, whip up another pick, and combine them. So no problem there. But I do think this will go into our bow combinations. We can try to combine all 3. I think we'll be able to do it. So we'd end up with Infinity, Power 4, and Punch 2, along with Unbreaking. So nothing to complain about as long as it lets us do all that. We'll lose a little bit of the repair opportunity in the future. But again, sacrifices we're willing to make. All these emeralds are kind of making it tough to track what. So again, we could take that and double it up, or save one for a future bow build. What do we have on the book? Did we look at? Efficiency 4. That's not a bad book. let's take that over the bow. We'll have kind of a max tier bow, and then we got a long time to deal with bows. So let's take an efficiency 4. Yeah, if efficiency pops on any of our future tool enchants, then we've got it. Now, smite 4, nah. Sharpness 4 or 5, looting 3. I gotta remember to check these at least. Those are all things that we would. Another power for it really wants to give me the opportunity to combine these up. I think that's a keeper book. All right, It always makes me wonder as we get lower here what options we have. All right, well let's try it. Getting low. Smite 5. 5. We'd never need to smite again. I don't know. Let's take a close look at everything else. Sometimes it. That's probably what we end up doing. Just check here. That's what I was going to say, though, with the Smite 5. A lot of times, first look, check everything else while you're at it, just in case, because sometimes you'll say, thorns, dang it. Always seems to happen. That's a shame, but I will gladly, keep using it with no extra protection, and not take thorns. Here, feather falling 4 would be the kind of the top. I don't need that. The top option that I would keep looking for. Unbreaking. No, thank you. So we've looked at everything. Let's just now again we got to be careful on the books if we get down to looting 3. I think again check everything just to make sure. Don't want the blast. Don't want the silk touch over the looting. And the reason for that is early Enderman. So we'll see. Just looting. That's okay. We can use books and get everything else we need on the sword. It's a shame on the swords you really want to get multiple things to start because there's so much that goes on the sword. It's one of those that gets expensive. So for sharpness, for instance, we'll really try to hold out and get a sharpness 5 book, or either through rolling or enchanting here on the table. That's the worthwhile price there, and we're not going to be dealing any extra damage for the time being. But once we do, we haven't been dealing any extra damage anyway, so it's not like we're completely missing out. As long as I don't forget that on my checks here, well, we got 2 more chances. I'm not going to just take the loyalty 3. No, because I would actually take 2. So even if I saw one from a librarian, some of the things, for instance, we were considering the Smite 5 book, and if we hadn't had a better option, that would have been one we might have taken. Depth Strider, tempting, but not as over the top as Feather Falling at a high level. That's kind of the tops. More Silk Touch. Now this is our last our last of the enchants. So I still can't justify a silk touch over another, but we can leave that actually. Okay, so let's go to our anvil now. Let's scrub that one and that one. And we need, can't forget that we brought those with us. So we've got an efficiency 4. That can go into our pick, and then we've got our mending book here. And we want to use our levels for that first. Let's go get our axe. Ooh, so excited. And again, by the time we next return, we're going to load up on mending books, right? We'll have a whole bunch of those. So first things first, this has got a lot of improvements to be made on it. We still want unbreaking, so it doesn't need to be repaired as often. But that's a start. And we may as well just go ahead and the final improvements on this axe may cost us a bunch to get another efficiency 4 stuck on there. Maybe like 15 plus levels. Hopefully we can get the unbreaking on there first. But efficiency then isn't as important as when we eventually get an unbreaking book, whether through rolls or a librarian. 4 is good enough for melons. 5 is just nice to have, right? So we've gotten those in place. Now the next thing is, what can we do with our bow and all of the options that it's gotten? I definitely want to bring that along. Oh, we have another silk touch. I'd forgotten that. Okay, well, not quite worth it yet. We'll see how things play out, but it's good to have in our pocket, right? Next up, though, is bow time. I did grab that infinity bow, right? Okay, so let's. This bow's been good to us, but let's start putting the power 4 and the unbreak and the infinity together. Then we'll add the power 4 and the punch. Oh, I don't have quite enough levels myself, but we're close, so we'll get that. The priority is going to be putting these two together, not this one. Punch 2, yeah, that's great. The unbreaking we already have though, so we're close enough, and we'll be in good shape. Now, important to not forget to put our armor back on, and let's remember to put these torches away. Oh boy, we got a mess here. Eventually, we'll get all this stuff squared away and sorted out, but for now, we can also top off our stuff. I mean, maybe that's a little premature. Not quite there yet, but we're very, very close. So, I don't know, in the midst of this storm, I don't know what we're quite looking at. Let's go get some sugar cane. I do like Enchanting Day. I mean, especially the beginning, right? The end gets frustrating at first, and we're thrilled to get mending on our first keeper, but once you have worked out, and sometimes it works out where you get unbreaking and efficiency pretty quickly, and you're just rolling for protection or sharpness or something else. But whatever is last, and that you have to keep re-rolling for so often, that gets to be a little bit painful. But we can endure all that. We're resilient. So what do we got to do to just get that little bit of extra level? Do we have anything cooking? That might help. I'd really like to clean up my inventory before we do a whole lot more, but, you know, like... So it all goes. The crops are now much closer than they were when we last checked in. Come on. Yeah! Thank you, steak. Just what we needed. And we'll be back down to level 0, so we'll stack these up pretty quick now. So, we want to put the powers together. 10 enchantment there. So this gets us pretty much what we need. The extra punch would be okay, but you know what we may do is save this extra one. Kind of up to our last gasp effort in terms of combining bows. And is it worth it for an extra 1 punch? Personally, I don't really think so, but just to compare and kind of illustrate, without the other side enchantments here, to put those together, that's only 2, right? So we can repair as is. The other thing to look at, I think we've done... Okay, so that's the reverse. When you play with your combinations when you're recovering stuff, the other way it was 13 or 32. So you still can play around a little bit, but even at that price, to the cost of the Unbreaking 3 just to get an extra level of punch doesn't do that much for me. I mean, I'd much rather save it and put like a bow that just caught a flame enchant or something on with it. So that's already, you know, our bow just got a bunch beefier. We'll put this back downstairs. Because we can, you know, if we end up coming back and have just other random skeleton drop bows, we can combine those. Let's combine these. Speaking of combining stuff, just a little bit of housekeeping here while we're kind of waiting. We want to get back over. You know, really, I should have dropped the. Whoa. I'm going to leave 1 bed, but we can make some overflow bed. Let's pull that. We can combine it. Let's just put a spare bed in here. I like having extras for myself. You know, in case I abandon one, leave one. Once we get shulkers and ender chests and all that kind of stuff, I actually will carry them on me, or carry a spare on me in case I just, you know, am out on a journey and leave one behind. We'll just add that up a little bit. We got loads of emeralds. We want those to come back. We can top off and then leave the extra steak. That was just to get our reserves topped off. Very good shape on food. These are going to go back outside. We'll get melons. We will then head over, and when we next come back, try to leave emeralds behind. But I mean, it's like we're a brand new player. We got no XP. Okay, it has gone to night. That's good. Maybe that'll let us change the weather here. Alright, so let's go get melons. There's our rain over. We may still have some contentious neighbors, but now we're much more equipped to deal with that. Oh, you're gone. And just even having the extra prot 4 on our legs is huge. That, you know, I don't think I can even get... I could pull him to me. Fight him like that. I mean, he's gonna get in full licks. Let's not... we got stuff to do. Can't just be running around like, oh yeah, let's fight Enderman in the open. Probably not a big deal, but we got melons to harvest, and XP to regain, and mending books to put on all our gear, and new librarian trades to unlock or lock. Blue sky, the rain came through, air smells all fresh, our world is full of potential. Let's also just pause to check the time and make sure there's no slides, as I'm saying, like, oh, the world is full of potential and it's wonderful. So now this is, again, a little bit of a reminder. I could have been much more aggressive with the melons early and using the Silk Touch axe, but I just didn't want a chance to wearing it down. Again, you can get to a point and leave it at that, but we were also getting the bee nests, and we already have loads of emeralds anyway, so now we don't have to worry about it. We'll just try to remember to hold it in our offhand when we do our trades, and it will regain all its health and then some. So good stuff. Having that mending is going to be a huge difference, even though we may not have all our other top tier books and enchants on. Just being able to repair the stuff that we do have now that those are set will keep us very well set up. So these are pretty close, but let's leave them. Let's go back. I don't have a boat right here, but I think I have one by the chickens. This will give us just enough of a bump back on experience levels when we trade these that we should be good enough to apply, at least one more mending. I think our helmet is probably next up, then our pants. Those would be the two, and then we can still supplement the other stuff into them, but making sure that they don't continue to wear down just keeps any between time activity. I don't know why I get excited. I mean, it looks so cool. Wait, was he outside? No, he's in this deal. I was like, oh, is that guy standing on the chest? Yes, sir, gentlemen. We're back. And boy, do we have goodies. Just one to start. Get you some bubbles. Who wants threes? What's up, Bubbles? You're a 4, though. Who else is on sale? Okay. And all kinds of stuff. You're on sale. Oh, I was holding it, though, so okay. Woo! Just, as long as it's in your on or your offhand, you're okay. So we didn't waste too much there. And I haven't even been looking at pumpkins with these guys. I've been so excited about the melon trades. Yeah, let's see if we can catch up some of these other guys. You're just an expert, but you're on sale. You became a master. Again, I think at the top tier, you're always going to just get the gold stuff. So it's funny, once you reach those levels, you master, Master, master. Is everybody a master now? Okay, well. Supply. Whoa. Supply and demand it is. Oh, look at that. So many emeralds. Now. Oh, I didn't put the dumb hose away. Oh well. Lots of room. Next up, sir, you got a tough precedent to follow, buddy. That was how the other guy started, so yeah. Nope. That's right. He had a few misses first. I can already tell you're gonna be trouble bouncing around in a little room. Well, we got the cash. Good enough. Alright, now let's try to just square you guys away. You know, so it looks presentable in here. That's actually what I was going to do. I'd like to stand on your lectern, if I may. Oh, my mending friend. Okay, now let's move you there so we can just put that there. Just so everything looks neat and tidy, right? Oh, you guys are doing so well. So now our pick is, effectively good. We may still re-roll that, just build up some levels. We'll see. All right. 12. We may actually be stingy on that and see if we can actually hold out for something lower. I mean, it's great to see it, but having the fortune, having the luxury of time with the mending, let's see if we can get one of the heftier multi-level enchants now. But I don't want to be too sticky. If that had been a single-digit emerald price on Silk Touch, I would have just gone ahead and take it. I think if anything, this is teaching us take stuff that has value right out of the gate. Whether it's your most needed or not, we'll have lots of librarians. Sharp 4 is close, but I want 5. I don't want to just have to fool around with combining, especially on a sword that we've already locked in with just a single enchant. It's getting worse. I like that you are so willing to offer the Silk Touch. Good reminder to myself, though, we need to do signs to remind ourselves here as we get going. Who's offering what and at what price? Flame again. Single digit price and flame pretty low. I need it once every so often. Man, that sharp 4 at 21 is pretty good. But I'm taking this as a sign that you guys are just going to keep offering wonderful trades. Not as a sign that I'm missing out, just better things to come. Whoa! Oh, sorry about your feet. That was just excitement. That was fair, sir. Very, very apt trade response after I dumped water all over. 19. We're definitely going in the wrong price direction, buddy. Quick charge. Oh, Oop. I don't know if you'll pick up another one before you go. Nope. Okay, that's fair because now we want to look at beds. Have we bred it all? Do we have adults that are unemployed in here? I don't see 2 empty beds. Why do I not even have another bed? First of all, okay, you need to have access to one or the other of these. Yeah, that was kind of odd. I don't know. Oh, we got a young guy there. Wait, then what am I missing? Oh, you are a farmer. And your hat's just kind of hidden. Because, yeah, we need to have 6. Let's see if we can get you to go on over to, oh, no, okay. Now, we'll reset with these 2. I don't know what that thumping is. Is that just the golem, maybe? Walking around clanky. Okay, so we'll put 2 more back in here. Hopefully that will keep them breeding and I don't need to give more food. Oh, you grew up. Oh, you wonderful, wonderful villager. That's the old saying. Sometimes it seems like you just grew up overnight, right? Okay. Might as well close that. I think we'll be okay there. We can at least juggle it around a little bit. Let's dump a few of these. We're just completely drowning. These go in our partial stacks. Do we have just a straight up trash bin? I don't think so. That's okay. We can run that stuff off. We can set it here. It's gonna be a little bit of a time competition. Our days are gonna be the priority, right? I'd still like to set up that sugar farm at some point. Maybe if we get these 2 guys rolled into trades before we run back to set our. Wow, that's loud. Before we run back to harvest, that'll give us a chance to reset a few of these things. Maybe. All right. New day, awesome trade. You're my guy, I know. Loading 2? No, thank you. You got those up high windows. You got, the best of both worlds. Bright natural light. For future swords at 15. I said I was going to just take them. So, yes. Looting 3 at 15. This is the new, it may not last, but it's my new approach to villagers. I'm not going to hold out. Having mending, I'm not going to hold out for efficiency and unbreaking at the expense of other good stuff. I'm just going to take it. Signs. All we have to remember is mending, fortune, and looting. And we'll be alright. Hello, sir. How'd you like to be a librarian? You got a tough act to follow here, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, the looting, really probably only need it once more, maybe twice if the sword we currently have doesn't work out. We may need to build one from scratch once we get, if we can't put a last item or something on it, if it won't take a full sweeping edge or something, we may have to build one from scratch. But by that time, we'll have hopefully very well appointed weaponry anyway. So not a big deal. And so yeah, we don't need a whole lot. But now having it on the book, I don't have to take it on another sword and risk no extra enchantments. You can hold out for the better stuff. So we'll do just that. It'd be kind of nice if actually the beds are over on the other side, so I could be watching to see if any hearts were popping. Punch goes up to 3, I believe, so not too appealing there. Some of the lowest priced single level things are most often found when they're a single tier of a higher tier, sharpness one, or as we saw there, what loyalty one. Those will often bring the completely lowest price around. Impaling 3, that's a max aim. No, it's not, right? Impaling goes up to 5. So that's nothing too much. We were talking earlier. I did do some reading on the motivational and inspirational guava, and learned a bunch. Yep, not gonna question. 42, not bad. I mean, that could in theory be all the way up to the 60s. So for 42, not too bad. But we want that because bows, as we've talked about, need to be replaced. They'll never have mending. So locked in. There's our initial at least set of trades all secured. Now we're at the mercy of our villagers, and hopefully there's some new little guys running around. We may just throw a few potatoes. I think we have just a couple stacks left. Something in here, maybe? Something? Yeah, there we go. So let's just throw these just to be sure. Go get them, guys. Yeah, let's just give them full incentive to try to fill the beds. Then we'll kind of take our break. We'll go turn the fields. We'll drop off these hoes so I don't have to deal with them anymore. And we'll be off. Let's leave these lecterns. We got a little break. Oh, let's 2, 3, 4, and maybe we can. I think we can get 4 for a stack, right? I think it was 16. But let's get our. I'll stock up. Do we have some dark? Yeah, let's use dark for the tops of our. Tops of our signs. That'll stand out against whatever the background is. Okay, so a bunch of sticks. Never hurts to have sticks. And a bunch of signs. Very good. Put those away. That away. Alright. He was power 5 at 41. He's already on sale. We've only ever bought one. That's great. Come on. Oh, man. The only way this can go bad is if you get out. Alright. So, why is that dark on dark when it showed like gold on dark? Power 5, 42. Done. And again, I don't worry about reflecting sale prices. Man, that is so tough to. Seriously, that's what we got to deal with? That may not work. I mean, look right there. It shows light colored text. Why would it be black? Change that. Man, why did I make so many so many of these? We can use them. I'm not going to use them for this though. This is abort time. Let's not try to make a bad thing something it isn't. But I am bummed. I would have much preferred to have a different color sign throughout. But for our darkroom spawner, we'll definitely need a bunch of signs. There's plenty of places where you need signs to just functionally hold water back. So I'm not too stressed. Okay, so at least that key attribute of a sign is legibility, so that's better in that regard. It's a shame, but what? Oh, is he taking on our golem? Hang on. We'll get your sign, buddy. I'm not... Don't just stand there and take it. Go get him, dude. Go get him. Go on. You are free to... You need to go get anybody else? Can I push you out there? I would love to have you outside. You'll get so... don't worry, I'll hit you with iron. We've already got some here. There you go, bud. You go. Feel free to wreak havoc around here. Anybody you see that you want to teach the power, go for it. That's great. Now, I'd like you to not get stuck in the water. Children around pools, you gotta be very careful. Okay, we'll come down to your side. Oh. This was what? Fortune? Looting. That's right. Looting 3. Oh, what was it? Dang it. 15. Oh, what? Why would escape not escape? Looting 3. 15. Thank you, sir. You, my friend, were the Fortune 3 for 30. Hey. That one was 30. Thank you. Have a nice day. And you, of course, and you're 16, right? 16, which is perfect. Mending. Oop. Yep. 16. Nope. Yeah. I don't have a level. Mending for 16. Smiley face. Oh, can we go in here? First librarian. You get the honorific. All right, sir. Set me up with 4 of your finest mending books. Excellent. So now I kind of hope we'll get another golem spawned indoors eventually, but having one outside, he's going to get a lot more use. We'll just have to keep an eye on him and throw some books or some iron bars his way every once in a while. Okay, we can resupply these signs there. We've got 8 more eventual trades to set up. I think we toss some trash in here. The sun's getting low. Let's try to get back home before we get stuck. That's good enough. All right, into the boat we go. Oh no, that wasn't what I wanted. What am I doing? Oh. Okay, have a good night. Get out of the water because you're going to want to have some conflict here. Yeah, so we're gonna do a big old harvest session again, back and forth. We're gonna use our levels that we have currently, add whatever mendings we can, and then flip that around and apply the... hopefully by that point we'll have librarians. So we got a couple game days kind of blocked out already, I think. I wonder why was that just like a broken down daytime? Weird it hung out all day if it was. Alright. String, bone, and that all go away. Such goodness. As we said, this is priority 1 for getting mending. Boom. That's pure save. Looting is pure save. Fortune on our axe. Only question here is, do we want to... No, I think efficiency is, again, a luxury on our fortune axe, because we're going to primarily, until once we get silk touch going in the next axe, we're going to be primarily just concerned with breaking those back at home. So it may be painful to be slow, but we can deal with that, right? So let's set it up next. Unbreaking and fortune. 6. And mending. Okay, that's probably going to be about all the application of mending we can do. But again, awesome for the next time we really go mining. Let's go put it in our... It no longer sits in the on deck box. It sits in the ready to go box. We'll just add efficiency as it comes. So now we've got 2 more mendings, one of which obviously we want to put on our legs along with an unbreaking when we get it. And the other one we're just going to kind of keep in readiness to shore up whatever we have. So looting and power, those are long-term saves. Our mendings we'll maybe throw up here just to have a quick count if we need to look. Yeah. Let's go ahead and... Well, I guess we'll put this out. I really should have dropped it or brought back all those brown signs, but I forgot. So let's just sleep now. Put that out in the building materials box. And we want to put these hoes out in the farm fields. Again, we're now so well equipped. We can just do some target practice. You see that arrow go right through that guy? What's our range? That looks about right. That looks about right. Oh, no, not quite. I don't know if I can get beyond that tree. A lot of fun and games. Oh, look at all our bees. What's up, guys? Kind of go over to the fields, huh? We gotta go on a flower mission eventually, but today's episode, I'm not stirring far from our home base here. We'll put these in the melon box. Oh, I forgot to put the sign away. Extra time for these to just top off. We can hit the pumpkins and melons if we need to. We'll see how far along they've gotten. But yeah, I think we're just gonna kind of stick around, bouncing between gathering up trade and other resources, and then using them to get all our enchants up to speed. And let's take a moment just to look. I know, this one isn't just a bit over an hour. Well, we'll probably keep it fairly quick to start. I'd like to see if the one video I've been loading is fully up either. It was one of the longer ones, so just a bit over even a full episode. But again, as I always say, take a break, get outside. Don't just play whatever game, no matter how awesome, uninterrupted. Give your eyes, your mind, and your body a chance to break free of the screen, and it'll, I think, be grateful. I know mine is when I do that. I think pumpkins and carrots were good to go on. I'd like the, kind of as full harvest as I can get on the others. For these guys, big deal. Now another thing we can do in fairly short order once we've gone and can't plant steak. Sad as it is, fact. Can't plant steak. Can't plant golden apple either. Yeah, we'll want to go get some more diamonds now that we have fortune, and we can make that fortune hoe now that we have it for sale as an enchant. And as we I think we illustrated. Did we go side by side in one of the past ones, or did we never get that far? Maybe we died before we did it. But if I have, or for people that may have missed it, we'll do a side by side comparison where when either a carrot or potato is harvested, we'll do a single row by hand, just whacking it with our empty hand. We'll do a next row by a unenchanted hoe, and that's where we can use those iron hoes, right? They're just taking up space now. I made too many when I was setting these up. So we'll give those a whirl, see how many we get from a row, and then we'll do a fortune enchanted diamond hoe and compare that, and you'll see why we never have to worry about additional fields of potatoes and carrots. I have talked about it before. I know, when we were setting up either the fields or the enchanting in World 2, I know I talked about at least that for some of the other things, obviously you want the silk touch on the melons. I don't think that fortune impacts pumpkins at all. Either way, you may get pumpkin seeds in greater abundance. I don't know, but not a big deal one way or the other on those. For wheat and beets, you kind of don't want to use it at all, unless I don't know, if somebody's really found a means to compost efficiently or with automation where you're turning seeds into bone meal and then somehow flipping that or using it as dye or anything like that. And the same setup that we used for the lava furnace may actually work for composting. I don't know. I would never really considered it. I don't know if stuff will come out automatically. Maybe we'll play around with that. I don't think I've seen it done. If I have, it hasn't stood out. But that might be a way of just getting automatic piles of bone meal. Again, I don't think I'm going to have a ton of use for it. I'm trying to get trees to pop earlier, or as white bone meal works for white dyes, so that's got a use. But and flowers, it would be a good benefit if we wanted to produce some flowers. We could use bone meal. So yeah, maybe there is a reason for it. But I've never seen it that efficient in helping out with actual farming, despite being out on the farms and being the farmer's job block in the villages. It's I don't see any reason with bees to do extra manual labor on your farms like this. So even though you can put seeds into a compost bin, and once you guys see, we're already filling up chests. That's why I even bother with 4 chests for the other crops. I never fill them up, but it's really just to give me overflow for the seeds, so I don't have to think about it. And if I ever need to, I can just plant a cactus over here and bulk delete a bunch of beet and wheat seeds. But yeah, it would be nice to, as I say, and as Minecraft alluded to, prepare, don't hoard, and in our case, just kind of that waste not, want not, right? If we can find a use for any of this stuff, let's use it. And we're real close here, but let's run our load of carrots and potatoes, at least as much as we can carry back. Anything else? I don't think I'm ever going to be over there, so let's throw that. Hopefully we'll not end up picking it back up again. But yeah, let's just jam our pockets, make a trip back. I didn't look when we were looping around the wheat and the beets to see if our bees, if any of those new bee houses had started dripping honey yet. So that'll be something to look at. But yeah, I do think, as long as we got, I think we even have an extra compost bin or a few over here. Let's bring one back and see if we can rig up a similar processing unit. That sounds nice. Just to see if it works. I'm just curious. It's something to do. Be something to kind of play with that haven't done before. And again, I've always kind of wondered, like, okay, yeah, did we just need this to make, again, I forgot to get up and turn around. Now, Gollum wasn't right in the water here. I wonder where he went. And if he found new ways to engage himself on our little island here. I hope so. Oh, look at those hearts. It's working. All right, where did we leave everything? Maybe potatoes. These may be moving targets as we kind of keep them clear. Well, let's do potatoes and carrots. Hey, everybody good? All right, we're gonna run back. You guys keep growing up big and strong and making replacements. See, I don't know why it's so difficult for me to do that when we go in. Still have sugar cane. I'd like to expand, maybe here on this point, or as I said, maybe on the back side of the island. So it would be more impressive if we've been out venturing in our boat and are coming back. Maybe on the return from Mushroom Island, which is out further in that direction. We would just see a big expanse of sugarcane welcoming us back. But that was a pretty productive day in terms of harvest, getting things back. We haven't traded any of those yet for our XPs, so we have that to look forward to. Let's do another sleep under the stars night. S'mores, how you doing? Yeah, I haven't advanced any of the librarians, but I think they may be the ones that can give us name tags in later levels. Minecraft mending. Those two go so hand in hand in my mind. It's like efficiency and enchanting. They kind of just run together. All right, one last little bit to try to let wheat and beets get as done as they're going to. We need to do this, keep up with this too, so let's just keep feeding bees. Hey guys, have a flower. Have a flower. Have a flower. Anybody down here? You guys are the priority bees. You actually live down this way. I see you down here. Go find somebody. Find somebody to love. All right. Good stuff. And yeah, some of these are filling in. It wasn't too long ago that we didn't have any of those dripping. So definitely continuing to progress. Some of these, a whole bunch now are complete where everything is dripping. And in part, that's because we're just leaving them sit. We're not harvesting too much, but equally good, no matter what. All right, now I'll turn these. Probably run the produce of both over, and then come back and try to get melons and pumpkins once more. Then we'll do a big trade fest. Try to bounce our experience back up, and then roll, hopefully, a few more new adult villagers as librarians and see what they can get. We kind of want to cushion our anvil use, applying our librarian trades just a bit for now, because we want the... What am I trying to say? We want to get back up to actual enchanting levels again. And doing that will give us, the best chances for starting our remaining, our chest and our feet, equipment, those types of possibilities. And if we're just applying enchantment spokes, we'll never get the chance of multiples, and we'll be kind of stuck. So, again, we've got our helmet now, and something else we put mending on. The pick, maybe? I don't think the pick had enough durability wear to even worry about those. So, and with fortune, it will be getting... It self-repairs as well as anything in the game, because the fortune pick is always generating the little XP balls when you break coal or diamond or redstone or lapis or emeralds, so, or quartz. Definitely don't underestimate the quartz. May the quartz be with you. Alright, now our wheat. Again, you can, it kind of makes sense, the prices that you see with the traders when we're setting those up, and it's really just the inverse of how much you get in yield when you harvest. A full complete row, with no dropped ones, and I think we'll pick up one or two maybe that we ran past along the way here. I don't think there were 4 incomplete wheats, maybe, but a fully mature full row of wheat plants here will give us 64 pieces of wheat. Same thing with the beets, and that never changes. Again, the fortune can't help us get higher yields. 60 again. I don't get it, but that's why the farmers will buy or will need fewer of them per emerald in trades. So, that's kind of reflected. The potatoes and the carrots are the most expensive because they have the ability to multiply, particularly with fortune, which is kind of hidden. That's not super well known. I think so many people either just ignore the farming altogether. They'll kind of just rush through or kill cows wherever and not do any of this, or they'll never get to the point of using the hose. So unless you've, dug in, which is, I think, on the hose, how I just really discovered the differences in the seeds and all that was by actually looking online. And it was, I'm not hiding the fact I've done a lot of wiki reading. I think, particularly in a game like Minecraft, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you ignore the wiki. There's so much in terms of recipes, all that. I think even with the armor stand, right? I had to look to see that it was smooth stone, not stone slab, that was needed to craft that. And that's, having played a lot and looked at a lot of these kind of things. So, yeah, there's definitely content that you'll struggle to ever discover. Now, I try not to use it as a crutch or just a replacement, I guess, but just as a first step. I'd rather experiment around and at least see. But then if something's getting stuck, and over the years, in the course of trying to figure out what trades were possible, and enchanting and brewing, enchanting now, I've done enough that I'm kind of kind of there. Even the ones that remained questionable to me, I've now had to answer those questions enough times that they're by and large things I just know. But brewing in particular, there's a chart that's linked through the official wiki, and when you're trying to pull together the various ingredients or make sure that you've got all them to get the advancement, yeah, it's way easier to just pull that up and it's like having a recipe when you're cooking. You may have made cookies a bunch of times before, but that doesn't mean that all the various amounts and things are just right on the tip of your tongue when you're working. So let's see now. Our helmet is coming. We didn't put any on our legs yet. I mean, I guess it was just our lack of levels, but that should be no problem after this. So, who needs carrots? You need carrots. Mm-hmm. You are very happy to take these carrots. Alright, level 5 already. And our helmet is fully repaired, so just like that, I mean, we're definitely in the clear on a lot of this stuff already, just by virtue of having those couple of mending books already applied. Just so nice. Alright, so nothing else there. Now, who wants beets? We haven't even... I think we'd started since our last modification with the melons and pumpkins, so it's not like we haven't traded them at all recently. But, just on these, we're already up to 13, and we haven't even touched the potatoes or the remainder of the carrots. So, yeah, pretty efficient means of topping things off. We could maybe get a carrot trade, but we'll just leave those and pick them back up. See if we have an odd stack in here. Oh, was that all the carrots? All right. Well, so be it. Somebody gets carrots. You want potatoes? We got potatoes. Potatoes indeed. 15 levels. So, as soon as I say, oh, we're going to stack up our levels, we'll probably, just go ahead and grab or go ahead and apply mending to our pants at some point. Oh, come on. Cocoa beans. What are we going to do now? We're going to do cocoa beans. That's why they're here. And because they look cool. But just right to let us go to sleep. So let's take a look around. He's grown up. I don't yet... Oh, I should have looked more closely at night, I guess. I was just in a trading mode. But I don't think we have any adults yet that are not farmers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got you running around. It must mean there's another little kid probably stuck on a gate somewhere. Alright. What are we trying to do? Sell some carrots. And some more potatoes. Who wants potatoes? You a potato guy? Who's a potato guy? You're a potato guy. And, I guess it didn't really facilitate the breeding much, but they just got topped off with all that stuff. Again, look, another stack and a third of emeralds. Man, we aren't gonna have room. We're gonna have to just make blocks just for storage purposes. It's so good. All right, nothing more to do at the moment, I don't think, other than buddy, come on. I know you may not be stuck, but you might be. Okay, you just did something there. I don't know what that was all about, but maybe he got unstuck from the gate at least. All right, and there's another kid. So good. Like having a couple more growing up. Okay, that's. They probably bred one just off of my bed being left there. Oops. That's all right though. We can wander around and we'll fix them at night. Next up, let's scout what may be possible for sugarcane. And major consideration here is do we have temples or anything that we got to worry about? Now, there's not as much natural out here, but as you saw in World 2 when we kind of built one in a bay, I don't mind having some dark underwater. It's not, yeah, it may lead to more drowned, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. We'd want to leave some of this. Well, I don't want to really get rid of the tree part, and it's kind of square, but we don't need a ton of either. I mean, are we better off coming back over here? Don't just pick the option because it's the first one you look at or it seems easy or anything. I mean, we could maybe just trim across that edge and go all the way out back and forth right here, but we got turtles that live here. I don't want to disrupt their habitat. I initially kind of thought this side because it's a long run, we could fill it in. Maybe that is what we do. Maybe we up to the building and leaving this dune. We got shovels, right? So, like, if this is our end, again, we kind of designed the building to have this potentially hollowed out. So if up to here and all the way back, I mean, it's so ideal. We're getting more sand, always a good thing. We can use some of that along with dirt to build up where we need to, but this will be good stuff. Shovels are real quick though. Oh, we got an extra one. We have one in the pick side. That's something. So yeah, we'll just kind of fill in on either side, but make some long runs of sugar cane, and as we're doing trading, can just on occasion come out here and run. We'll have it well lit, so we won't have to worry about as many mobs. The mobs will be more concentrated. I believe we've got oh, there you are. How you doing? You don't even look too banged up. So you enjoying? Oh, you're looking in at everybody. Don't worry. I'll send more buddies out here for you eventually. We're just a little short until some more spawn up. But if you do your job well, they won't, because the zombies won't stand a chance outside. This is good. Just side work. We're, I think, pretty confidently coming all the way back within range of our farms back there, so that the pumpkins and melons should keep going a little bit. just give them a little more time to finish before we swing back by and add to our embarrassment of emerald riches. Really, I'm just trying to stay close here so that we can continue to grow up those young villagers through the course of these days and hopefully keep getting more. But by tonight, hopefully there's, one or two that we can relocate with the beds and get into their new homes securely and snugly, and then do some more rolling tomorrow. It won't take us too terribly long when we've got them all set, because we'll probably only have one or two, right? And until we're spending whole days just rolling and rolling and rolling, because there's only one or two things appealing. Yeah, it'll be pretty quick, I think. So we'll leave enough, and maybe on this edge we'll just even leave an extra row. So this will be a water trench. Oop, missed that. This will be a water trench. And then we'll have 3 rows of ground. And, who hasn't seen this before, right? This is not groundbreaking stuff particularly. It's far enough. We can extend these, as the land goes, and then we'll just fill in on the far side where we need it. Maybe we'll, I don't know, this could pretty well eclipse any possible need we have for more. Let's combine these while we're thinking about it. So at least give us 2. Yeah. If we dig this sand all the way, we should be close to evening. I was thinking maybe we could get all the water done on the others, but that's going to be the case. But just with this shovel, we should be able to have a couple rows of dedicated sugar going by the time we're done. Still. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This will be our next water run, and we'll run torches. That's why I always like to have an extra when I'm doing a kind of a land-based sugarcane farm. I'll still always do blocks of 3, even if I'm putting it out into water. Then I'll just leave a lot more gap between the runs to be able to run a boat up and down and pick up any extras that way. Man, we're still doing okay. Just don't question. Keep running if you can. This will at least get us full day where we can be planting tomorrow once we get watered out. So that's pretty good. Just go till we break, I guess. We're ready for torches. We can do it, at least another one of these without even doing massive landscaping. So I'm glad we chose this. It was appealing to me. I kind of liked the idea of having sugarcane out on the other side, and maybe we just run some naturally once we have so much extra. But for now, don't forget our boat is stuck around here. We're not complete greenhorns anymore. We can handle this. Let's go get our boat. It'll be nighttime, but we can make it back to our base. Right? No problem. In fact, oh no, let's then, after we see if we can relocate some people to their own new beds, let's actually go back home and drop off sand and see if we have shovels. Did it again. Not at night. Oh, I like that sound. That's the sound of I don't have a bed, villager. He's my favorite kind. Oh, we got a new golem. Look, you got a buddy. It's awesome. Um, how did you end up in there? Come on out. Here, come over here. Got a bed for you. I'll even break it and replace it just in case somebody else had a previous claim. All right, go get that bed. Good, good, good. That's one. We're winning. Now, who else do we have? Somebody's still talking. I should get some more beds while I'm just wandering around looking. Was that just a lingering sound? Nope, there's another guy over there. All right. Beds. I don't know how many we need, but 3 will probably do it. Okay, so we'll come over here first. You're going to go there. Let's break these 2 so he's not tempted to be confused. Okay, go to bed. Find your new bed. There you go. On your way. Alright, so you're good. So we'll have 2 to roll in the morning right next to each other. That's nice. Convenient. Now, excuse me. Sorry. Don't step on your head. Alright, so without any real extra bed need, we've filled along here pretty nicely. Got 2 guys to roll in the morning. Let's put these extra beds away. Those 2, at least as far as I know, and again, keep looking at the gates because those little guys get stuck in the gates sometimes. I haven't seen any though. I think we're good now. So we'll drop these off. Let's cross the water. We can put this 1 extra torch. Oh, good. We'll only use these. Let's grab those. Hey, we even got a flower. That was probably from one of our golem buddies. They like to give flowers sometimes. Spare boat. Anything else in here? Oh, yeah, we were going to grab one of these. Just, I'm not going to mess with that right now, but would be good. Alright, back in the boat. Turn the back around. Boom, oh, boom, boom. Out. Back in. And away. Pretty satisfied with what we're doing. Just a mid-crossing snack here. I like back when they used to give you food on airplanes. I haven't been on there. I don't know. I know a lot of people are getting back into flying and all that with the pandemic kind of winding down. Which, by the way, I'm excited. A couple more days and I get my 2nd dose of my vaccine. Hope you guys are all either ahead or oh boy. Creeper fight could be fun, but could also be messy. Okay, now, I guess everything we have, we're really looking to put outside. Those go away. Let's just put this compost bin here where we'll notice it at some point, but I really think we can set up something similar. Downstairs doesn't make a ton of sense, seed location-wise, but at least for a for science test, works good. And then this is just my thoughts, but what go really well with farms? Silos. Maybe we make some vertical silos eventually, and if this works, we make those our kind of hidden away places to process seeds into bone meal. That'd be cool. Hey, I don't know. I'll have to look a little bit. Clearly, people had windmills and stuff. Oh, we could make a windmill. sure that's been done a few times. I've never done that. Never even dreamed of it. Yeah, we gonna load up on a few more shovels. That's probably way more than we even need, but okay, did we have more sugar cane ready? No. It's alright though. We just want to drop off sand. I don't think we've left any sugar cane here out by the plants. I think everything we've harvested we've taken, but we'll swing by and check on our way out in the morning. Let's go say hi to Guava. We talked about guava. I don't think I've shared any guava fun facts. We've been so productive here, but yeah, I've got a bunch of them that I found awesome to learn. A lot of what I saw was more or less sort of as expected for me. Oh, hey. Yeah, I'll burn a little bit. Ooh, you got one kept at bay over there, S'more. Nope, too high. Nobody approaching, right? This is less scary from a I might die perspective, but much more from a they may wreck my home situation. Okay, think that's it. That other guy may be around. I'm just kind of keeping extra wary, but I think he despawned while we were fighting the little zombie guy. And again, with our fire prod, even when they light us up a little bit, less of a concern than it even would be. So, pretty good. All right, let's go dump this sand before I forget. Boom. On fire, into the water. Think he still died. Oh, very good. Now I don't even know. Well, let's sandstone it up. We're even making progress on our long-forgotten base work. Just like that. So we got one spare sand. I mean, we could level those out, but we got 2 full stacks. That's all smooth. Let's cook one while it's here. We'll go put the morning's junk away. Guava. Oh yeah, you're reminding me that we were talking guava fun facts. So, well, I didn't even really know, what it looked like or anything. It kind of predictably is, I don't even know. There was a lot of information on classifications and stuff like that, and I'm not an expert, but it's technically a seeded berry, which I didn't know, but it's kind of like a mango or an avocado in appearance. It's kind of got a green, and that can vary. Like an avocado, it can be more maroon or mango really too, or more yellow. So that kind of a range of outer husk appearance, and then its inside can go anywhere from a whitish pale color to reddish pink. So that's where the kind of the reddish guava jelly color comes from. Didn't know, but was not surprised at all by the appearance of it. And they have little seedy things inside, which I guess is, I don't know how that exactly fits the berry classification, but that's what I read. So, as I guessed, or at least from my experience, it's subtropical to tropical fruit, and is native, they believe, to central Mexico or the Central American Caribbean, and had since spread to with human affinity for it, had spread to northern South America and southern North America. And they said, kind of like pre-contact, first of all, there was archaeological evidence, I guess. Again, this Wikipedia, so I didn't check any of the footnotes. I don't know if people are just making stuff up to feel smart or to troll others, but definitely said that there was evidence of guava cultivation in Peru as far back as 2500 BC. And so, that's nearly 5,000 years, which I'm down with. Obviously, it's awesome. If you found that, you start growing it. There had been indications that it had been cultivated as far north as southern Tennessee and North Carolina, in today's states. So that gives you an idea of how far it can range. Today, it's kind of only grown in Florida and up to a certain point. They said a couple cities that I wasn't familiar with, so it didn't mean a ton to me as far as how far it goes, and that it required some special considerations for fruit flies. That there was a particular pest when grown in Florida that they had to watch out for or something. So that's kind of what I learned about growing it. It's slightly resistant to frost. It can actually survive to about, and I don't have this in front of me, I'm just kind of going from memory, but I think it was about 5 below Fahrenheit, maybe 7 below Fahrenheit when an adult. If they're saplings, then they get nipped by frost and probably die. But yeah, so kind of Florida stuff. You occasionally will hear Florida orange farmers trying to mitigate a frost, and the heaters and all the stuff out in the field are turning on the sprinklers, all that kind of stuff. There's various ways to try to protect against freeze. So I think we're ready to head back. Anything else I was going to grab? I don't think so. Let's go. So yeah, that's kind of what I learned. The biggest surprise for me was I think it was nowadays 55 million tons produced annually worldwide, but the top producer by far is India, and then it was I think China and either the Philippines or Taiwan, maybe Taiwan or Thailand. Anyway, they were all Asian countries for the top 5, and pretty impressive there. But apparently, widely popular, both as like a street vendor snack in Asia for being eaten raw. That you kind of like quarter it, and a little bit like an apple, you just eat. The cut slices, and that it's very popular to be dipped in like a raw, kind of a salt seasoning mixture of sweet and salty spices. And one mention was made of some kind of like a plum salt mixture. I don't know what that was, but similar to what people say of like rhubarb. Or what I said of rhubarb in a past episode. So very cool to learn about that. It's widely used, in areas where it's locally cultivated in fruit salads, and because it has a lot of pectin in it. Pectin is kind of the jellyifying substance found in. Okay, let's trade these. Sorry, I need to kind of try to think about what I'm doing while I'm talking. Pectin's used in you can get just pectin in the grocery store, and that's if you're making your own jellies or jams or anything like that. Why does nobody have a sale for me today? You have a sale. Let's use the sale guy. All right. that's how it goes for all of you. Just so you guys know, whoever's on sale that I see first gets to buy the produce. That's level 20. And you're on sale. All right, very good. Thank you all. So, you used a lot sauces, and it even said used, I think, in Asia as a less acidic option than tomatoes in making, like, just straight up cooking sauces. And certainly, you could see it in like a kind of the same as like a mole sauce or I can't think of not just a red sauce, but there's another kind of creamier sauce that's often used, like over meat. Even probably not an adobo sauce. It would be less, more sweet than that. But I could see that being used, to mix and highlight in. All right, we kind of wasted a lot of that day, but I'm okay with that. How's our bed situation? Did you guys get busy on your production projects while we were gone? Doesn't look like it, really, does it? Okay, well, I guess we'll sleep, and then we'll let's go try to plant what sugar we have here for paper, do the water, do the torches. That may take a part of our day, but we'll kind of let them settle in, and then we'll use whatever time remains to see if we can roll trades on those villagers. And I don't think we need to do the full loop anymore. So, start with water. Can't plant if you don't have wet soil. Yeah. So, much more widely cultivated in Asia than it is in its native, kind of central, between the tropics in the Western Hemisphere. It's now apparently gained quite a bit of popularity in the East. Again, I don't blame anybody that has access to grow it. I also saw, like our jungle tree, that it is one of the few, what did it say, like tropical fruits, I think, that can be cultivated indoors. And I don't know, I don't think that necessarily means in Colorado, although I'm tempted to try. But yeah, they said it's 2 years for a guava tree to reach maturity to the point where it's producing fruit, but they can produce for up to 40 years after that. And I'm kind of thinking, like, man, are there openings in the guava farming industry? Because that could be my deal, right? You just grow up a few guava trees, maybe. I'm sure in many places of the United States, the craze is on. I think the trend is followed, but Colorado is one of the first states in the United States to legalize marijuana for recreational use and production. And so, while a lot of I hear a lot of commentary and a lot of people that are still, this is going to be a boom, it's going to be a huge industry. We've kind of already seen that happen here, and I don't know. I think it's like Starbucks or microbreweries or anything else. When it's new and novel, there's one on every corner, right? Everybody's thinking, oh, you gotta do this. Well, then after the novelty wears off and you realize, hey, there's not as much cred in growing this, because you're not doing it illicitly in a basement closet where you're hoping nobody busts you. You're just now, when it's legal, and sure, there's limits. You can only grow X number of plants and all that, and you have to probably be licensed or whatever. I don't know, but by and large, after a few years of novelty, you come to the realization that you're just a farmer at that point. It's no different than growing, high quality organic heirloom tomatoes for, exclusive grocery stores for a niche market. People are willing to pay a premium for those products, and the same goes for marijuana. I think, and personally, just a little bit of insight. I was a kid. I definitely dabbled a bit, as I think most American. There's certainly people that avoid it by choice and never touch it, whether that's religious or just upbringing, parents or things like that, or personally, whether it's athletic needs or because of job testing, stuff like that. There's lots of reasons why not to. But for myself, even before it had come, and again, I'm not claiming to be something I'm not. If the circumstances were perfectly right, I probably would still just do it on an off chance. But about the time it was becoming legal, I really outgrew it, and I think if you're fortunate to have a relationship with your parents and they were of an age where they grew up with it abundantly available, but still illicit, illegal at the time, or for whatever other reason not allowed. Um, but a lot of people, kind of get to a point where they're like, I just I don't get this. One, there's not as much thrill, and two, that there's been a lot of talk about the medicinal values of it, and some of that I feel having experimented with marijuana myself at a younger age. I'm pretty familiar with the effects and what it does and doesn't do. I think so much of that when medicinal legalization was kind of a gateway to recreational, so much of that was a lot of hubba bubba of, pain management, all that. Well, doctors knew, hey, you're coming in and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you got a lot of back pain that you need help managing. Or you have migraine, things that are very tough you can't just put a thermometer in and prove or disprove whether somebody's really experiencing pain. That's the nature of pain, right? That's why if you ever spend time in a hospital, hopefully nobody has to, but if it's you or you're visiting people, you'll see the pain chart, and the pain chart is a sign that, or like a poster board, and it has a bunch of faces on it, going from a frowny face to smiley face at the other end, and there's like 10 levels, and they usually say something along the lines of, what's your pain level at today? And it's for nurses to help their patients articulate, but that really comes from there's no, and all the beeping and various stuff that hospital machinery does. There's not a machine that just beeps and goes, this is how much pain a person's in. It's subjective. It varies person to person. And while I may say that, there may be many of you, and I'm not trying to say that there's no value at all. What I'm saying is I know people that, I know specifically said, oh, you can just tell this doctor that you have migraines, and they'll write you a prescription. And I never cared that much. Even at the height of kind of my college days, when I was feeling rebellious and really that was the thing to do socially, along with drinking and everything else that kind of went into that young and invincible age. Even then, I guess it's old fashioned, but I still think there's something to be said for being truthful, I guess, or just not outright fabricating a story that makes you out to be a victim so you can get something you want. That really rubs me the wrong way, and I didn't like seeing people, using that at the time. I understood, it was at a time when people were were wondering why outdated laws were still in effect that were limiting access to something that was widely among the population. Hell, is no big deal, whatever, right? And I get that those times have been changing, and now as people that grew up with that are coming into positions of as lawmakers and in law enforcement and everything. That was kind of the first point. Was a lot of municipalities, Denver included, said, hey, we're going to decriminalize it, which meant, it's still illegal at a federal or local level or state level, whatever. But as far as our police policy, we're not going, if we find something, we'll make you toss it, but we're not going to press charges or cause uh, any undue stress for people. That's not going to complicate an otherwise bad situation. If they were in an accident or something like that, or whatever reason you get in trouble with the cops. Fortunately, I don't have a whole lot of experience with that. So, but yeah, that was something. But by and large, once that roguish or kind of risky behavior that, oh look, I'm being bad, I'm cool because I'm doing something that nobody's supposed to know about. Once all that is taken away, you're just a farmer, and can you produce an efficient crop without a lot of waste, and that's consistently of sufficient quality that you're, of course, just in time. All right, but it looks like we've got no more. All right, we're gonna have to get more potatoes and stuff to bring them back. Yeah, and I think that's good. And it's funny having been in a state where we already went through all this, the growth of it, and the people that are still in states that just passed it in the last election cycle or just had it, come on board, how kind of excited the very young get, and how hand-wringy some people get in regard to it. That, oh no, the world's it's going to the dogs. This is all going to be a disaster. It's not. So quickly you won't even notice it, aside from maybe some new ads and a whole bunch. I think here we did schools. I think a lot of places have followed that lead. That it's very highly taxed and goes to the benefit of schools. So that's part of how it gets passed, right? It's, do you want to have a bond levy that your property taxes go up, or do you want to just make people that want to use marijuana pay a bunch? And those exceed, at least for us, and I think they will continue to do, at least for a while. Initially, they exceed all expectations for tax revenue for the schools, and that's fantastic. I absolutely, I was delighted to see that. I kind of expected that's what would happen. But like I said, personally, as all that was happening, I was like, oh, I have no interest. I'd gone into a couple of stores, just kind of see what they're like and all that. No real interest, though. I mean, it's just couldn't be further. It's cheap enough for Infinity. Couldn't be further from my appeal to try to cloud my mind just in the guise of relaxing. I'm pretty good at relaxing. You just have to be a little bit self-aware. And again, if people have anxiety disorders and things like that, I get it, but I think those get abused a lot too. It's excuses to bring your dogs places where other people can't. It's excuses to medicinally use marijuana. And for a lot of people, I think it's that excuse to justify a behavior that, maybe your parents or other people would look down upon, your employer, and say, if you're see, there's a 64 Power 5. We already got that for 42, bud. So yeah, it becomes a means to justify, and if that's what you need to do, okay. But again, please don't do it when you're driving. I don't want to be impacted by it. Go camping, go to a show or something like that and enjoy some. But take an Uber, that kind of stuff. And maybe that's my age too. But those are the circumstances that I would still consider. If I'm out under a starry sky and a million miles from driving anywhere and just staring at a fire all night, looking up at the stars. That's the time when, you got some, yeah, I might try that. But otherwise, no appeal. I don't want to be limited if I'm out with people, staring off into space, and I don't need it to laugh or think something's funny. Those novelty type feelings you'll find very quickly back off in your life. So don't feel over. Of course, no, we'll pay 16. I don't mind the price. Yeah, I don't remember how we. Oh, was it guava farmer? Yeah, I wanted to be a guava farmer. That's what I decided. I forgot how we got into the whole farming deal, and with all what I expect are these. Too bad that's a 1. We're going to be greenhouses that are getting cheap because the wave is past in Colorado, and I think microbreweries and coffee shops and all the rest. When the fad is past, all of a sudden it's like, man, there were a lot of people that had no business getting into this business, and now they've kind of run their course. So, I think there would be places I could. There we go. That's ideal. I don't think we've had sharpness yet. For only 17? I mean, thank you, buddy. I know you tried with the Infinity, but I'm much happier with that sharpness, honestly. So we still haven't gotten the 2 biggies yet, but I like this new approach of mine to getting what we can when it's offered, and knowing we'll just keep breeding. If we have to, we'll expand the whole area. But I think we're doing pretty well. What was this one? This was sharpness 5 for 17. I am confident enough. I'm gonna try it. If we have to wipe it, we have to wipe it. But yeah, there we go. All right. Memory's pretty good. Did you get a sign? You got a sign. So we got looting, fortune, mending as our best. Now sharpness 5 and power 5, so our weapons are really good. And with power 5 and infinity, we've got pretty much good to go bows, right? We can repair as much as we need, and unbreaking is nice. Punch and flame and some of those kind of things, but secondary really. So we will definitely get that dropped off on our sword. And what we have, 1 or 2 mending books left. I'm not sure. Let's check the time. Oh my gosh. Wow. Flew by. We're way over. Let's go ahead and wrap up right here. We'll pick it up back up, but I'll get a fresh start. Oh man, I can't believe how long this episode ran. But I really enjoyed playing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you'll join us next time. If you did enjoy, please feel free to reflect that in a comment. Any thoughts on cultivation of guava, or how you like to roll your villager trades and the RNG activities of enchanting and getting librarians, that kind of stuff. Please feel free to share those in a comment, or just spread the word if you know other people that enjoy Minecraft. Let them know. I would appreciate having them in and get their thoughts on my playthrough. So, till then, and as always, stick your head outside. I think I hear the pitter-patter of some rain or maybe a little hail. So, I'll have a full report, but may not enjoy enjoy a long wander outside, at least between these two sessions. So you guys take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.